First up in my new to me distillery series this year is New Riff with their single barrel bourbon. I'm Captain Mike, this is Whiskey and Literature, and I talk about whiskey and books. I've had my eye on New Riff for a while. They are a Kentucky distillery about an hour and a half outside downtown Louisville. So on all of my Bourbon Trail trips, I've never quite made it out to check out their distillery. They were founded in 2014, saying they're going to do a whole new riff on the whiskey thing. As far as I can tell, all of their bottles are either bottled in bond, barrel proof, and they non-chill filter all of the whiskey. They meet my three criteria for this series in that they are available, affordable, and they distill their own whiskey. Specs and stats for this bourbon is that it's 65% corn, 30% rye, and 5% malted barley, which to me is a great high rye mash bill. It is sour mash, barrel proof, so your mileage may vary. This one's bottled at 55.75 ABV or 111 proof, 111.5 proof, non-chill filtered, aged at least 4 years old, and I pay $54.99 for this at Total Wine. My idea for this series is to keep the videos as short as possible, and I want to make sure that I'm at least approximately halfway through each bottle in order to give you guys the best review possible. I find on the nose this to be caramel, citrus, it's herbally. It's not an MGP rye, but you would be forgiven for thinking that it is a Kentucky style rye and not a bourbon. It does have a bit of roundness to it on the nose, missing from a rye whiskey just due to the sweetness from the bourbon, and there's some vanilla on the nose. On the palate, it is caramel with some cinnamon and cloves. It does drink young, but it carries all of that 111 proof on it. And it is an interesting lower proof, barrel proof whiskey. Their barrel entry proof is 110, so it does make sense. And the barrel proof, it does help cover up some of that youthfulness of the whiskey because it does have a bit of that youthful feel to it. And it's definitely a high rye bourbon because there are spices throughout the pour. It's a lingering sweet finish, herbal, mint, and an underpinning of rye spices throughout. I think this is a great start to my new to me distillery series this year, despite the fact that this bottle I think shows a lack of maturity, depth, and complexity. I would like to get an older expression from New Riff just to compare it to this at least 4-year-old bourbon. But I'm pretty happy with this pour. I'm pretty happy with New Riff. I think, again, availability and affordability, I think, and what they're doing with the everything non-chill filtered, I think is great. And definitely this is going to be a shelf stable for me whiskey in the future. All right, my guys, thanks for watching. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on New Riff. If you've had them, I think they have an 8-year-old. Definitely something that I'm keeping my eye out for, but I've not seen anywhere here locally to me their 8-year whiskey. So I don't know if it's a limited release each year or if where you're at, because I don't think where I'm at, it's not on the shelf at all times. But I'm going to keep my eye out for it. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are. On that note, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, like it, it's free. Subscribe to see more of my content. I do talk about whiskey and books, but for now, my friends, you know what to do. I hope you're reading something good and drinking something great, and wear that damn hat. Cheers.